All right, I just clicked the live button, so we definitely live right now. Give me a second because I got to make sure it's coming up on the other screens. But how's everything going with you guys?
Everything is going good for a
Busy's
Sunday.
I
busy,
mean,
bro.
For a Sunday.
Busy is busy.
yeah, I was excited about this day, man. Um, I was holding back doing a lot of stuff. I just kind of was preparing myself for today, and that was it.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, Plus, I was busy. I ain't gonna lie.
You know,
Personal life stuff went crazy.
it's like that sometimes. You know, you got so much to do in such a little bit of time,
Right.
and it's difficult sometimes.
Okay, so it's not coming in. So now I might as well just come out of this then, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we for those that's coming in on the live,
Yeah.
eventually hold on one second, let me go
Should have
into
put it on
this.
my channel instead of yours. All right, coming up. That phone thing ain't working.
Well, and maybe eventually we'll figure it out. Maybe the next time we do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
for those that so we gotta give people time to get in or whatever case may be. But
So share. Why don't you share it to my channel so I can repost? Well, you know what? I can do it from here. I got it. I've got
um,
it.
but what I also wanted to say was yeah, it's all good. I mean, we a little bit later than we planned to be, but
Just by 7 minutes. 7 minutes.
CP time. How about that one?
That's right.
CP time. That's all. It's CP time.
yeah, give me 1 second because I just
See,
got
there
to
you go. See, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, give me a second because I got people asking me for the links and. Hey Joyce, how you doing? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Sorry about the delay, but we had a little technical issues, but we worked it out. How's it going? So we got Joyce that's in the building right now.
Cool.
Mm.
All right. We for those that are on this live, please
Okay.
if you can just say hello. Okay, we got Cherie in the building.
Hi, Cherie. Hey, Joyce.
How you doing, Cherie? Welcome in. Just so y'all know, Cherie is a family member.
All right. Welcome. Hello, Sharice, to the family. I'm going to say the family because I am part of Ron Thornton's family now.
But God bless y'all. Welcome in. We're here with Top to Bottom hair and skincare. And we planned this a little while ago. We was trying to get people in. We got a little event that's gonna happen later on if you guys hang around long enough. But here we go with the competition.
Uh-oh.
We outside.
Competition. I like competition.
But yeah, so if you guys have
The favorite
questions,
niece.
we're gonna get into that part of the questions and stuff like that. But just so you guys know that I'm gonna let them give them y'all a little bit of backstory of how y'all got to where y'all at far as top to bottom, what encouraged you. I mean, I read the story, the blog on your webpage and stuff like that. But I want to guys, before I go too far, I want to give you guys a chance to give the people a little bit of insight of why you guys are what made you guys go to where you're at right now.
All right. Well, with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to the Queen of Queens so she can start it off.
You're going to have to scoot over a little bit.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait, hold on. No, don't. No, wait.
No,
all this this all this is this. All this is that. That's just this.
All right, we got Christopher Real in. God bless you. Welcome in.
Chamberlain, go sit.
Chamberlain
for the final time. Go. Go,
Chamberlain.
Excuse me while I attend to the.
No, he laid down. He laid down.
The pups are getting ridiculous. They see my attention going someplace else, and they want me to 100% attention to them, nothing else.
I feel you, bro.
It gets a little upsetting sometimes. That's why sometimes y'all be hearing me scream and snap my fingers and slamming the desk.
Gee whiz.
They just get us, you got a
And then
100-pound puppy. It's kind of difficult.
Then I come and I coddle him, right?
Yes.
Well, let me see. My backstory. There was a lot of things going on. I think the real issue was when I started suffering from hidradenitis suppurativa, and I didn't realize how extensive it was and all the other issues that it caused, even down to issues I was having with my scalp. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that condition, because a lot of people are misdiagnosed when they have it. They're either told that they have acne, cystic acne, and things like that, or adult acne. And I knew something was wrong because I never had a pimple a day in my life. And being that I have keloid skin, which a lot of melanated people have. No, you're comfortable. I like leaning on you. It's comfortable. And being that I have keloid skin, having hidradenitis suppurativa can get really complicated, because I don't know if anyone's familiar with keloid skin. It's like overhealing, like it creates scar tissue times 1,000, and I have it very bad. So when I get an episode of the hidradenitis, my body just says heal, and then I start scarring, and then it gets bad. And then, I got to keep going to get steroid injections, and then that threw my health off. And it was just really upsetting, being put on different medications, being told different things. Even to, I think there was one time when you had got upset with the doctors, and he was like, babe, they stop letting them use you as a guinea pig. And, he going in there.
Talk about an episode of Cops on Camera, a body cam. Yeah, that would have been me.
He was in there. He looking through their credentials. He grilling them,
checking where they went to school at, how they got the degree. Yeah, I went all in on them. I did.
And that was the right thing to do, though.
Yeah.
Because you guys got to understand something. What we realize, especially with her condition. As right now, we can say that it has minimized, I want to say maybe 95%? Mm-hmm. Minimized 95%. Okay.
Wow.
If anybody knows about hidradenitis suppurativa, the worst thing is, we did an episode on that. As a matter of fact, we did a talk about it. We got a video inside our YouTube page with it. And one of the things about it is I'm going to describe it very graphically, because this is the only way you guys can really understand something. When you got a boil that just opens, okay, and it just, not saying this is what happened to her, but this is how the description is.
Those are usually the worst case scenarios.
Right, those are the worst case scenarios. You get a boil, almost like in main terms, a mosquito bite that just keeps getting infected over and over and over and over again. No matter how much you try to fix it or clean it out, it keeps getting infected. Then it starts oozing out liquids, and of course, it gets very, very painful, because if anyone has ever had chicken pox, and the chicken pox appeared on your personal parts, multiply that by 10, right? Because it is something that's just very uncomfortable. Now, the reason why I'm speaking like that is because I want people to understand how difficult and how traumatic this actual disease can be when untreated, or rather untreated and or treated incorrectly. So we had to go through a whole lot of cutting the line down, which is figuring out what was triggering it. From the eating, from the drinking, from the chemicals being put onto the body, all these things, right?
Okay. Yeah, so we had to find the trigger.
Right, we had to find the triggers, because as her husband, and of course me being there for her, I'm the one that has to sit there and try to assist in relieving the pain from a very, very uncomfortable spot.
And then the thing is that I had to, being in the health field, and seeing the things that I've seen, I was like, I'm not going to just let them just do me any old kind of way, because I can tell when sometimes they just want to do things to either get money or they dismiss you, especially if you're another ethnicity. If it's not, if the disease is not sexy enough, they won't look into it to
Right.
see how it's really affecting you, and they don't see that it affects your quality of life.
Right.
You know, and a lot of times they kept sending me to dermatologists, and I'm like, but it's not a dermatology issue. Just because it's you see it coming up over the skin, it's happening down in the glands.
Right.
So
Wow.
I need an endocrinologist. I need someone that knows about the hormones, who know
Right.
about glands, who knows
Right.
how to find the trigger.
Right.
But it wasn't sexy enough. If you know, if it wasn't lipo or you know, what are the Botox or
Botox,
anything of those type of things, or a condition, you know, that affected other people, then they really didn't look into it. You were pretty much ignored. And the things that I read about it, when I did find out, I went to a different hospital, and this doctor told me about it. She was just like, when you look it up, please don't look at the worst case scenario. And that's exactly what I did.
And I did the same thing. I had to look at the worst case
I was
scenario.
like, and
Because-
then found out that a lot of it, you know, people were committing suicides because
Wow.
it's like,
yeah,
because
there
the
are record
pain,
reports.
because you feel the pain so deep down, and then you're being ignored as like it's not serious, and then it starts to affect certain people because they got to constantly go to the hospital to get like
Yep.
drainage, so they get cut open and I can't get cut. I got keloid skin. That's the last thing I can do. So we got to find a way around this, because what you're not going to do is cut me. You know.
I agree.
So-
Sure, you're right.
So to bring it all in a nutshell,
so I had to really deep down, you know, dig deep with that and find a lot of things I had to stop, because the medication was giving me hives,
right,
or palpitations,
Right.
or clots, or
Right.
all kind of stuff. Like I was always the
Wow.
person that got that 1%. I was the 1% that always got the side effect. So
and we got to remember,
on the label.
many years ago there was something that was called the
Tuskegee.
Tuskegee Airmen, right? The Tuskegee
Tuskegee.
Airmen was
Mhm.
experimental,
Yeah.
right? And with this disease, they were unsure of how to treat it, right? So of
Okay.
course they went with the basics. And
Well, they knew how to treat it. They just wanted to
they didn't want to
experiment.
treat it. They want to experiment, so it's not treating it.
They didn't want to treat it. They
Right.
knew how to treat it already. That's why
Well-
because they was giving the people penicillin for the syphilis, and they just wanted to see how long it was going to take for them people to suffer and die. What kind of
Wow.
stages they were going through. That's what that experiment was.
And
They
Right.
already knew how to treat syphilis.
And the
Yeah.
worst part is that, you know, the HS, because I can barely say it all the time, it winds up messing with the head. So you wind up having issues with depression.
What's up about the pit? How you doing? God bless you, bro.
Welcome out the pit. You start having family issues because you tend to get very, very uncomfortable,
Okay.
and a lot of families may not understand what's going on. So, in a whole nutshell, it's the HS. Hello, Queen. Welcome,
Hi,
welcome,
Queen.
welcome.
Welcome. Good day.
We had to figure something out, right? And as we figured it out, we found out that a lot of the chemicals that were inside a lot of the products that we were using,
Mhm.
you know, from hair washing, skin washing, brushing the teeth, the lotions.
Because it was clogging my pores. I noticed that my pores would get clogged immediately.
Right.
What's
Hey,
up? What's up,
Alphabet.
Alphabet? Appreciate you. So as we said, we started streamlining what we were using, started cutting out a lot of items, and of course, we had to do a lot of research.
Oh, and don't forget, when it started clogging my scalp,
Right.
because you know my hair was always very long, and I noticed that it was thinning out. I was getting the blockage, so it looked like cradle cat.
Right.
And then when the skin would come up, my hair would come out with it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then so it was just, you know, so that was mixed with that, what they call it, the dermatitis, seborrheic dermatitis
Right.
for the scalp.
In other words, the scalp looks like it has scabs on there.
So I was
So when
like,
you
I
actually
just
brush
got
your
mad.
hair,
I was
it's
just
not
going crazy. I
actual
just started
dandruff.
cutting everything off.
It actually looks like scabs falling off the top of your
Yeah,
head.
so I
you
just
can-
got-
Speaking of,
Started-
that might be what my brother has.
Yeah, so I was crying because of that, and I just started cutting my hair off, and then he came in there. He was in the
you
living room.
start that cutting
He
the hair
came
off.
in. He looked like this. He came with them clippers. He said, "I got you."
Said, all right, we're gonna start fresh. You know,
And then that's when I started learning how to, the natural ways to, clear the scalp,
Yeah.
and I learned about the different
It's
things.
funny you should say about the scalp. I have a
Mhm.
brother that has they say it's eczema, but what happens is his scalp, like what you said, it kind of scabs up and it starts to run down
Yeah.
his face. Now,
Yeah.
here's a crazy part. For a while, it kind of seemed like it was going away, and we didn't see it no more. And I asked him, I said, "What happened? Why you not?" He said, "The stuff that used to work, they stopped selling it."
Of course.
Of course.
And he said he can't get these. Well, he could. They wasn't subscribing it to him no more. He said the stuff that they're giving him now doesn't do anything. And I was like, wow. I said, so it kind of. He still has the problem to this day where it's where he has a skin issue. And I didn't even think about it until you started talking about the scalp and stuff like that. And I said, wow. I said, it might be something he might want to look into himself. And I'm actually, when I get a chance, I'll talk to him about it. But
all that stuff runs in like that autoimmune type category because of all the things we either taking in or putting on our bodies, and our bodies is fighting it. And because every time they tried to test me, like I would tell them when they was able to do like maybe a small drainage, they would send it to the lab, and they said, but everything came back negative. I said, I know it came back negative because my body is telling me there's something there that shouldn't be there, and it's fighting it. It's an overgrowth of the white blood cells. It's fighting. It's in fighter mode, and and that's not healthy to always be in fight mode.
Give me 30 seconds. I'll stretch my leg.
All right.
That's a good question.
He has a question, and I put it up on.
How did you guys start your research into developing your products? That is a very, very good question. Well, it started out one by one. I think. What was the first one I think I started doing? Was it the hair? I think it was the.
Actually, we did two of them first. The first two we did was a shampoo and a lotion, which we called Gator Be Gone, right?
Oh yeah, for the
feet. So, the research came in as far as finding out, which is again, if anybody who likes to watch replays, go to our YouTube page. Look at the videos because we talked about a lot of stuff, and the research is a very good question.
Let me sum that up, though.
Now, here's the funny thing about the research. The research, of course, has to start first with the body. You first have to find out what's wrong with the person themselves. You cannot just say, yeah, she doesn't like anything flying, so you guys are gonna see her bopping left and right. The first thing we have to figure out is this: if it's just like when you go to the doctor. The doctor says, "You have any questions for me?" 99% of the time, person says, "No," and they just get up and walk out, right? So we, on the other hand, we had to do the research for ourselves first. We had to find out from our doctors what was wrong with us. And like I always say, your body is a sponge. No matter what you put on it, it may not affect you right now, but it's going to affect you later on down the line because it's the amounts that's going in your body that's going to affect you, which eventually winds up getting you sick. So we had to cut out a lot of things in our bodies, a lot of what we was consuming.
I always believe in getting to the root. You got to get to the root.
And starting as a clean slate as possible. That's the first part of the research.
Process of elimination.
Right? Process of elimination. Yeah. So when you start doing the research, then you got to figure out what are the chemicals that would affect you, right? Then of course you have to actually dive deep into chemicals and chemical reactions, because just because a chemical says it doesn't affect you, like for example, iodine. A lot of people don't think iodine would affect you. Iodine would affect you along the course of many, many years. So if you do not look into it and find out what's wrong, you're going to get even worse, right? So the research comes with actually looking for medical journals. Look through medical journals, go to school. We actually went, we went to courses. We took many courses on what's the epidemic? I keep forgetting that word. The lower layer of the skin.
No, the epidermis.
The epidermis.
The dermis, right. And epidermis.
The epidermis and the dermis.
Epidermis is the top.
We had to go and do a lot of research on that. We had to do a lot of research and get taught again.
Yeah, and I've always spent my whole life with doctors anyway. I'm very, very good in the health field as far as, understanding anatomy and things like that. And
me, on the other hand, I like to read. So I started going, of course, I had to go back into my psychology classes, go back into biology, start going back into all those things. And that's
why how I can explain certain things to him.
Right.
But as far as developing the products, when you're trying to develop a product, you
need a test subject.
you need to know what it is you wanted to do first of all,
And a test
and then
subject.
sometimes I look at other companies that may seem effective and see what it is that they are using that may seem effective. And they usually have like a toxic version of something. And then I do my research to find a more natural, a more safe
Right.
option
Right.
to get that same effect. Because a lot of times what happens is you'll get some natural products, and you're happy that it's natural, but then you so accustomed to the stuff over the counter, you expect it to feel the same and do the same things. So then a lot of people, go back to that. It's kind of like the fast food, if you're used to junk food and you eat something, some good food, natural food, you're like, this tastes too healthy. I don't know if I like that. You go back to the sugars and the salts. Jay seems like he ready to try surgery on somebody. Yes.
My nickname is Frankenstein.
Oh, when you start talking about the test subject, again, the question that she asked, I thought that was a really good question. But now, when you start talking about product, now of course I bought quite a few items from y'all.
Right.
I know you probably won't be able to see that, some of y'all, but I have one which is the
herbal infused hair butter cream.
I can't, my eyes sometimes give up on me, but the infusement, whatever. Now I use this with, again, was the itch issue I was telling you about that I get once in the blue. That I get once in a while. But what ended up happening, yes, it took the itch away. Like I'm gonna say 99% of the itches away. Now I itch like a regular person. Well, you just kind of once in a while. Yeah. So 99% of the itch issue that I would have had, because normally in that moment I'll be like this, like I'm scratching like this all over. What ended up happening, it took the itch away. And then, but what also ended up happening, which I did not expect, was my hair started feeling fuller. And I can tell when I run the comb through my hair, I'm like, why does my hair feel like it's getting fuller?
Yeah.
Now that was like an extension of what it was, but the first thing was it did actually work well for me as far as the itch. Like that part was like, oh wow, okay. This actually, before I would use something else, but after about an hour or so, maybe 2 hours max, I find out that it either dried up and I'm back to this.
And that's the thing I started looking into when I wanted to make a hair butter, because I noticed that a lot of the hair butters, even a lot of the natural, so-called made for natural hair, they would say, oh, you use it on the hair, but not on the scalp. And I'm like, okay, well, why? What's in it that you can't use it on the scalp? Like, it must be clogging something up if you can't use it on the scalp. So I wanted to make sure that I created something that was rich enough to still penetrate hair, even thick hair, because my nieces have thick, coarse hair, and I wanted to make sure that it was able to hydrate their hair, but at the same time still be healthy enough for the scalp, because you should not have to be tiptoeing around the scalp to not be able to get that in there. And I noticed that they were very impressed because of the moisture that they were getting into their hair. They didn't even realize their hair could curl. They just thought it was just nappy. And then they realized that once it started getting the right hydration, it started to spiral. Started to get
my
the
hair
pattern.
is naturally curly. But it actually got more curlier. But I think the funny thing is I didn't realize that it was like, until one day I just happened to comment. So I guess I was paying attention to it a little bit more than normal. And I'm like, why does my hair feel like it's getting fuller? In my word, it was thicker. I'm like, usually when you hear fuller, you think women, because they want fuller hair. I'm like,
right.
But I said, wow, that's, it actually worked out better. It actually turned out to be something better than I thought. Because it was something I wasn't expecting out of it. It was more just because I wanted to get rid of the itch part. But, so I was like, wow, I said this, but I was telling your husband one day, I said, when you said, talk about how it goes, and I said, it was like when the first time I used it, I didn't know what to expect. So it ended up, when I put it in my hair, it was almost like the product knew exactly where to go because it went straight to my scalp. And I was telling him, I said that was a weird feeling. I said usually when you put something and you feel it, but it was like it went like it was like it had a GPS. So look,
it's gonna go where it's needed. Right. It's gonna draw in where it's needed.
And I told him, I said it was a weird feeling because I never, when I put stuff in my hair, you don't feel that. I said, but now I'm used to it, so it doesn't even. It was just the first time I used it. It was just like now I know what to expect, and it's like okay, it doesn't really bother me. But I would just but as far as that product go, I was extremely happy with it. Now that buttercream cluster, which is for your skin.
What scent did you get?
I got the cocoa butter.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
The cocoa butter buttercream cluster for your skin, and for your skin. Now I don't really have a skin issue, but I do feel it different. But what I did like about what it is stay with me all day. Like it wasn't really strong, but the scent was it was faint. It was there enough that it stayed with me for the most part all day long. Like I didn't have to try to re-up the scent. And once I put it on in one day, before I even went to bed at night, I could still actually smell it on my skin. So that tells me it wasn't made cheesy where it just so watered down that once you put it on, you after about an hour or so, it went away. It actually stayed with me the whole day. Yeah. And so, and even when you go to wash, of course, when you wash and it's taking stuff off of you, but I felt like it was like, okay, I can still tell that it was there even when I went to go wash. Because even when I go to wash my hands, when I get finished washing my hands, it actually stays with my hands a little longer. The water doesn't just diminish it so fast. So it's like, wow. And my point to that is that I think it's a very good product. It's not
because it has a lantoin in there too, and the lantoin helps with repairing the skin as well as vitamin B5, and those things help to condition the skin. So even if like it doesn't you don't have to just constantly coat something on there. You want it to penetrate in order to do the job. So that's why I added those as well.
Okay.
In there to actually help.
I
use aloe to wet my beard sometimes.
Oh my gosh!
Feels like it dries my hair out.
Before you guys say anything,
okay.
Before you guys say anything,
right? I'm gonna stay quiet.
All right. I'm gonna let y'all just give me a second. The funny thing when he says he used aloe, the product that I stopped using was the very same type of product that I stopped using in my hair. They were saying it's aloe for your hair, and I was just like, man, this stuff don't work. A couple of hours later, gone. Like it was like it was like I never used it. So yeah, go ahead. I'm out.
Well, when you say you use aloe, you use
it had aloe in it.
Aloe in it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Well, I can tell you what's going on
because it's not really because if it's a product with the aloe in it, it's not the aloe that's the problem. It's all that other stuff that's probably in there that's not working with the aloe vera.
Okay.
Because I have a lot of because aloe brings hydration in,
right?
But at the same time, it can go out. So you need something to work with it to help keep it in there,
right? And that's what straight aloe. What? No.
Oh, you know what that could be too, because if you're not sealing it, are you sealing it? Go. You have to seal it. You have to seal it in because depending on the atmosphere that you're in. The atmosphere may be drawing it out, like connect like a sponge.
Yep.
Like if you're somewhere where there's a lot of humidity or something like that,
it may be Florida.
It may be pulling the actual moisture out of your hair.
And that takes where you have to moisturize the hair. Actually, there's 3 steps. First, you have to make sure that the skin is moisturized. Then you have to make.
Wifey just said that. Yep.
Look here now. You see, as us men, we got a problem. We don't like listening. That's the problem right there. We don't like listening. If the wife said it was that, then you should have listened to her and took her steps to getting it better because I'm sure she does not want to walk around with dry hair. Okay. And that's where a lot of us make the mistake. Okay. Because if we don't listen, we're gonna mess ourselves up. So we gotta listen. Sometimes we gotta listen. Even if we think we know the answer, we still gotta listen. Because it might be that one step that we're missing out on.
Yeah.
And of course, you're in Florida. So you're you're almost like what we're going through right now within South Carolina. Yeah, your weather is just like really jacked up. One moment it's hot, it's humid. Next moment it's cold. Damn, now I gotta say she. Yeah, you gotta say she right. Yeah, and
He
listen
said
here.
next topic.
You guys say she right, and if you don't tell us you right, I'm gonna put you on blast.
Oh
But yeah,
man, that's funny.
try to stay away from. I say like this: don't only use aloe, because the aloe, to me, from what you're telling me and from what I've seen in your beard, I'm not sure if it's longer now, but if I remember correctly, it's not too long. It's a little bit like mine. Don't only use the aloe. Get a moisturizer for your skin first, because your skin has to stay hydrated in order for the hair follicles to continue with the hydration. For when you put the actual aloe on top of it, the hair follicles, right? The hair follicles are wet from the inside versus on top of the hair, because that's where the mistake comes a lot. A lot of guys, they put it on top. No, it's got to get started from the skin, because the follicle is starting on the inside of a pore. So the inside of the pore has to be hydrated before putting something on top, because all you're really doing is you're masking the opportunity for the water to go into the hair, so that the hair shaft can actually open up and absorb the actual aloe, which is going to make it stay soft and viable through the actual bad weathers.
Yeah, if anybody on this live, please hit the like button. Also, if you guys get a chance to follow each other, top to bottom, they do have a YouTube page. They also, and then you can also hit the link to their store if you're looking if you're interested in the product that they're talking about. And please follow the channels or whatever case may be. I'm not going to go. Well, the reason why I brought those products in, because I wanted people to understand that I use y'all product. I'm not just sitting here talking about it. Now, I got 3 other things here that we have purchased from your store that I'm, which is the slippery rose and a couple of the body oils that y'all have. Now, I personally don't use them. They're not. I just bought them here just a second ago.
Oh, okay.
Well, Ron, in all honesty, if we can actually just get some feedback from a female that's using it,
right?
Maybe they could just send you a text message and you can read the text message.
All right, well, I can speak for them right now. That's my whole point.
Oh,
okay.
Right, I'm just letting you know that it's not for me. They love the product. Like when I say they love the product, they love the product. So
Queen
they're happy with all 3 of them.
Okay. Queen says she is right.
They're happy with
Queen,
all
you are right.
And please, you guys stay on the live, try to hang in there. We got a little bit of stuff that's going to come up in a little bit. But guys, please stay on if you can hang in there long enough with us. I got something that I want to do too. But I just wanted to give you guys a backstory of give them a chance to give you a backstory of what they is, why they're so passionate about what they're doing. And
right. If I could just jump in real quick, Ron. One of the things that we have to understand, I apologize for interrupting, is that this is this is a point that many people, and I'm going to put it real blunt, okay? People of color, us melanated folks, we have a bad habit. We don't want to listen to nobody, right? And especially when it comes to our skin, when it comes to our bodies, we don't like listening. And when we don't listen, yeah, you can sit sideways. When we don't listen, this is what tends to happen. So we created our products to actually fix our situations. We can't fix everybody's situation. Right. We could only assist everybody else because we don't know what's going on in their personal life. We don't know what's going on with them physically.
Right.
So we could only assist in their journey to getting better. Right. So that's first and foremost that everybody has to understand about what the top to bottom products are all about.
Some things I did create for other people, like family members.
Yeah, and look at how that turned out.
It turned out good. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't see them buying as often as they're supposed to buy.
They got their stuff and ran.
when they like Ron, that they buying almost every other week, then I'm gonna say, yeah, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Well, I mean, but if they're not buying, they're missing out. That's the only thing I can say.
No, there's a few of them that's still buying because they actually use it.
Okay. Yeah. I think you're not going to, if I look at it like this, like when you guys first started showing up on my channel, my thing, I look at that the same way I would look at a restaurant I don't know. I'm never going to know if the food is good or not if I don't try it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And that's real simple. It's like, I can rock, but you can go by what people say, but I'm never going to know if their food is good if I don't try the food. And so when it came up and I'm like, okay, once I started asking your wife the question, like, is this a hair store with web online stuff like that? And then I kind of dug a little bit deeper into it myself.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, they sell hair product. I said, so let me just, I I mean, I've dealt with that problem for a long time, so it wasn't like it was like emergency. I need to get this fixed.
Out the pit said he gonna open the beer bundle today.
Uh-oh.
He's gonna be the test subject.
He's gonna be a test subject.
I hope it works out for you.
I know it's gonna work out for him. I've seen his beer.
So when me getting into that part of it and trying the product out, and I was amazed of how good the hair stuff worked. Like that was my first thing. Okay. The other one was just like, let me just try it. I love the smell of the cocoa butter cream cluster.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really smells good. And y'all know I'm a vanilla fan, so it ain't far from it. But it's close enough.
That's what's gonna happen out the pit in a moment. When he tried that, his wife's gonna be like this all the time. He's like, baby.
Because of the souffle.
That's right. Yeah. That's why I said I know it's gonna work for him. The wife's not gonna let him say nowhere.
Definitely for me, it was I was very, very happy with the product. So like a lot of times when people, for me, it's like, and I tell people, I said, you guys just I've never met y'all personally, other than the phone call conversation, part of the YouTube family. But it turned out to be some very, very good product. And I'm like, for somebody, and then I started looking and we kind of communicate a little bit more. And I realized how passionate y'all was about what y'all do. And that was, to me, when somebody's passionate about something, it means it's something from the heart.
Exactly.
It's just like if somebody, all right, I'm gonna tell you a story, real quick story with my niece and my niece, if she's still on there, she had a birthday party, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they had a birthday party, and I hope I can remember the lady's name, but they bought some soul food, and the food was good. When I say the soul food was good, and I think the lady they said the name was Bertha, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm like, before we ate the food, they gave us the name Bertha. Now, nobody touched the food, but it was like, okay, who made the food? They was like, Bertha. And in my mind, I'm like, man, ain't no Bertha make that food. I said, unless Bertha is 70 years old, I said, we ain't got no 50-year-old Berthas. I said, so somebody lying about it.
Because Bertha know how to cook.
My niece is in this right. So I'm like, no, I ain't no Aunt Bertha, nothing. I said, unless she's 70, and then my niece turned around, eventually told me, yeah, she's about that age. So I'm like,
okay.
Right. So she says, I'm like, oh, okay. I said, all right. So now I said, so that's a legitimate Aunt Bertha because I know. Right? But man, when we got that food and we was eating that food was good. I said, no. I said, that's real soul food. Whoever cooked the food, which was Aunt Bertha. But I was like, ain't no 50-year-old Aunt Bertha. They ain't cooking like that.
That's right. Oh my God.
My point is that, but when someone's passionate about something and they put their whole heart and soul into it, and when you see that it's more personal for you guys, it's the part that I appreciate the most. It's not just about, it's not just I want to sell some product and make a bunch of money. I see how personal it is with y'all. And that's the part that stood out with me the most is that I'm not out here to sell you poison.
Right. And that's how it started because I was making the stuff when I was still working at the hospital. I had some medical assistants and some nurses, even some of the doctors that were struggling with their hands being dry from washing all the time. And they didn't want the stuff that was out there. So I had made a lotion.
That's right. Passion before profit.
And they was like, wow, this is really good. And I think that's the one that's the intensifier, right? So it's like
the intensifier.
Because the closest thing they had on the market at the time, I think came with was like that Aveeno one. I said, well, I got to make it better than that.
Right, because Aveeno had the oatmeal in it, right?
Yeah, the oats, because the oats draws the moisture in.
Right.
So, I did my research on that stuff because they were suffering from eczema, some of them, and, different things like that. So I made that lotion. And just so they can have something richer and not that watered down stuff that is gone as soon as it it goes in because it's not. So
wow,
that became a hit, and just doing little things like that. And that was before I became like a legitimate business. I was just like, my brain was always just going, how can I do this? How can I do this? How can I make that? What's going to help this? And so
and of course, me being the touch subject, I gotta plug this one in there. My feet,
his feet.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Everybody watch Martin talk about what was it?
Myra.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when he had to go
Myra
do her
You gotta
feet.
go to work on Myra feet.
Yes, I still does do that. And if it wasn't for the wife looking into it, she made me a cream for my feet. We call it Gator Be Gone. That's what we call it because my feet look like gators. That's how
So
dry.
when he use it, it
Look
works.
here. My feet were in boots 99% of the time. There was like no moisture until I took a shower. So my feet were bad. And when she made that, my feet were like, oh, look like that Bugs Bunny cartoon when he peeled back the boot and the feet were going like this. That's the way my feet felt when they got that Gator Be going on there. Yes, indeed.
Hey, everybody, come here. That man got gator feet.
Yes, indeed. That's just like that. There's a more going. We're going to strip his feet and make some daggone boots. We're going to make some boots today for sure.
So I guess with Jay, when you got dressed up to go out, you didn't need no gator shoes. You just went barefooted.
Hell no. I wore my gators after that. Because I ain't want nothing penetrating them jokers. I need them damn gators to stay firm. So when they stepped on them, they knew exactly what was there. You stepped on our gator, my gator went back saying, come on, cha. They weren't playing. Shoot, they had that triple layer. You couldn't step on my gators. My gators kick you back. That's how bad it was.
What he said?
Oh man, that's amazing. That's funny. That's funny.
It's a true fact though. It's a true fact. I'm very serious about it. My feet are really, really bad. My feet are really, really bad. So
once I started learning about
it was a blessing.
All these different ingredients and ways to provide alternatives, and I wanted to be professional about it because anybody can make something in the house, but I wanted to make something a step above.
Okay. Which you saying that comes to mind? Didn't we have a person ask us about soybean?
Oil? About the hair oil. And I was telling him how a lot of these companies,
oil.
A lot of these companies, even the high-end companies, will sit here and have all this beautiful marketing for all these different kind of oils, or whether it's for the face or whether it's for the hair. All right, Donald.
What's up, Donald? Welcome in.
Donald, like the airplane with one wing, just comes out of nowhere.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Welcome, Donald. Always a pleasure.
Yes.
Out the pit, I do hope you got good feet because I know you be just stamping around them swamps, but that's for another show.
Oh man, I appreciate it. Oh man, but like I said, I appreciate you guys' passion for what you guys are doing. I really do.
Yeah. Donald threw
me off. I was trying to talk about the soybean oil. How a lot of the soybean is GMO and it penetrates into your skin and disrupts your hormones. It's an estrogen mimicker.
So if guys start getting man boobs, it's because one of the products you have has soybean oil in it.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. Just to piggyback real quick, I know somebody had asked a question about the research, and I think it was Sharice asked about the research. Research products. We also got to understand that a lot of the products over the counter are designed to actually keep you hooked on their product, even though it's not working.
That's where the silicone and all other stuff comes in. It gives you the appearance, but the feel that it's doing something, but nothing is going actually into your body. The good stuff.
The good stuff.
Like because they know legally, all they got to do is give like a certain percent, a minute percent, just to say that this is the product. Like, oh, this is argan oil.
So
it has these type of plants. They're not trying to. That stuff is expensive. When I have to go buy these extracts, it's not cheap. So and they're not using a lot of it in there. They're using just enough to be able to market it on the label, and then the rest of it is a mask.
Or even spraying it to have that aroma because
the aroma. Mm-hmm.
Come on, I saw a movie where they sprayed meat and called it roasted duck and turkey and all this other stuff. So I mean, it's the thing that a lot of people got to understand. Over the counter is made for everybody, so it doesn't matter your race, creed, color. it's everybody. So when you do something for everybody, you don't care if it helps, if it gets them sick or not. You really don't.
I hope it works, Arnold.
So we definitely look into making sure that it works and it makes someone's life better.
Yeah, exactly, Queen.
Because
the endocrine disruptors.
At the end of the day, it's like a live that I did the other, or live video that I did the other day about us men. We don't go to get checked out. It was a very emotional thing for me, and I apologize to anybody who watched it, and or if anybody's gonna watch it. You're gonna see me in a different phase, so just I ask you for forgiveness. But we gotta make sure what we're putting in our bodies doesn't affect us, especially when we have loved ones.
Right.
Because our loved ones are here depending on us to be there for them as fixers or just as role models,
right.
And supporters. And
Right.
if we don't look out for ourselves, then how can we be there for the ones we love?
Or even down with the formaldehyde.
Oh, that's a big one.
You may not see the word formaldehyde on the label,
Okay.
but there's a chemical that once it reacts with something else, or while they're in the process of making it and it gets to a certain temperature, it releases, it's a formaldehyde releaser.
Right.
And a lot of it is in the preservatives.
It's a chemical reaction. It's just like, for example,
so I make sure all my preservatives are EcoCert and formaldehyde, no formaldehyde releasers.
You remember many, many years ago that we was told never to mix bleach with anything, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You know what I did when I was a kid?
You know what he did.
Mix bleach with ammonia.
I sure did.
And passed the hell out.
And I passed out. Just that. You remember when I said? You remember when this segment started? I said I'm the test subject, right? I tested it to see if it was actually true, if it actually worked that way. When I put them two things together, I said, "Oh man, this is," and I found out. So I mentioned that now is because, again, people, we got to understand something. We make products to make sure that the product doesn't have a chemical reaction to anything that you're presently utilizing and or may use in the future. Right. Because at the end of the day, if we don't know what's wrong with you, you can't say that, oh, we messed you up. No, we didn't know what was wrong with you.
Right.
So we make sure that our chemicals and our ingredients are all toxic free, so that if it does get interacted with something that's already in your body or on your body, you don't have a chemical reaction.
Now, because if you're allergic to something, then see, I can't.
Right.
We just don't know. Because you didn't say, we're not doctors, okay, first and foremost.
Right.
So there's no way we can know what's wrong with you because you're not telling us. Even at that, we have texted people in the past. If you want to call us, you can call us. There's no robot picking up the phone. There's no robot giving you text messages. We actually picking up the phone, and we actually putting a text message time in there. I was thinking about getting a perm.
If that's what you want to do,
I want to be there to help you with that perm.
Whatever works, but just
because he's got a very beautiful head of hair, and I want to help him with that perm. I got a product for him. It's called Lie, and I'm not talking about lie. I'm talking about lie. It's a straight lie. Give him a nice perm.
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, I use your product, and I've purchased quite a few things, and like I said, I'm extremely happy, and I would encourage people to check out your website, check out the store, go to your Top to Bottom's YouTube page, watch the videos, get more informative of what it is that they have and what it is they do. There is a great level of transparency that you see there. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, definitely.
I got to ask you a question, Ron.
Sure.
I really do. As we know, this is not a paid forum, and we appreciate your support. Right. I just want to put that out there. Have you ever had the opportunity to purchase a product from a company and have a representative from that company talk to you directly about the product?
Unless I was complaining. But no.
They doing damage.
I mean, it's not really a representative. It's just somebody they hired to deal with their complaint department. The complaint part wise, but no. And this is the part that people have to appreciate about you guys, is that to be able to have somebody that you can talk to, because me and you have talked a few times since we've kind of connected from here, and when I said something to you about something that I didn't really have a problem with, it was just a slight little small thing, and you was like, oh, let's see if we can try to if we can alter it to fit to take that one issue away.
Right.
And it wasn't like I had to complain about it. It was okay with me. I would just, but who is going to actually try to tweak something to satisfy their customer. Like
Right.
and you're very rarely going to find something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, when you go to a restaurant, you might want something specific, but they're making it at that moment.
Right.
So
that's true.
different. That's different than to have somebody, and and like I said, it wasn't really a problem. It was just something that I told you, and you would just, your heart was like, I want to be able to satisfy the person as much as possible. And I was like, well, in my mind, I'm like, you don't have to. It's like, it's all right. Everything is fine the way it is. But you still was like, okay, let me try to satisfy you slightly more.
Yeah.
And that's because we want you to be happy, because we believe we believe in our product.
Right.
And as we believe in our products, we believe that just like our slogan is caring for the whole self. We want you to know that we're going to try to assist you from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet with everything that we provide in our store.
Right.
And the reason for that is because as we care for the whole self, we want to make sure that when you purchase something, we want you to know that we care about you. We just we're looking at you just as a profit margin. We're looking at you, specifically you, Ron, as a customer and a very loyal customer, and we want you to be satisfied with every single thing we send you.
And if it's something that can be tweaked and it doesn't mess up the whole formula, then I go ahead and I do that. Like I have one customer that she
Keratin, right?
Yeah, she doesn't want any kind of proteins. Like she'll want the product, but if it has like a protein in it, she'll say, if it has any protein, can you remove it? That's not going to affect the whole formula. So I take it out when I send it to her. So
it's for me, it's appreciative. I mean, like I said, it would seem such a small thing, but it was still the fact that you would even gave it that thought and wanted to tweak it, even though me and you talked, and I said it's not even a problem. It was just something that I wasn't. It was just a scent, and I was like, and that was it. And I was like, it's not even a problem. It's just
because like with the hair infusion, right? The herbal infused hair butter, it has spearmint in it, and it's kind of just like with the Slippery Rose, the African black soap shampoo. Okay. Those spearmints is in there to open up the follicles.
Open the follicles,
because that's what the mint is for.
That's. I don't have that, but I do have. Well, no, we do have one. There was a couple of items I didn't bring here, which was the scrub.
Yeah, the one scrub, I think it's the moisturizer y'all have, not the shampoo.
I think so, but the one I know she's almost out of. But I also have the shampoo bar for myself.
Yeah, the shampoo bar. You have soap nut. Mm-hmm.
I'm probably about halfway through that too. But again, I like that product too.
Use your coupon. On the
my next one. But
out the pit, we appreciate that comment, definitely. But Ron, if out the pit, definitely, we appreciate your business, and we appreciate everything you're doing, and we appreciate the support, and we look forward to providing you guys with more stuff. Okay, in the long run. Ron, if you don't mind, please go back to Joyce's comment.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
I see it from here. The only ones I've talked to like that are some people in AR who do natural remedies. I meant to ask you guys have a farmer's market. Might be a great place to market.
Now, I understand the question.
You mean like a market in our area to try to be vendors?
As vendors,
that's what
in the market?
Trying to work it. We're trying to work that out now in the community.
Well, hold on now, because that's a very interesting way she put that question. So before I answer that question, I need to be sure if she's talking about vending at a market, at a farmer's market. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, cool. Well, here's the thing about being in South Carolina, right? And anybody who's been to the north of South Carolina, you got to understand one thing. When you go into a farmer's market or a market, the first thing you have to understand is what your pricing category is going to be. Because if you go to a flea, and it's the conversation we actually did a live on it just the other day.
Different than the flea market,
it's yet not necessarily, not here. Okay.
because a farmer's market is you're mainly going there for fruits and vegetables. You're not really going for hair and skin products. You're going for fruits and vegetables, maybe a couple of clothes, maybe some jars. You're not really looking for anything that's hair, skin style, right? So you know, a farmer's market is a good idea. Is not likely found like that here. Now, a market, as he said in the second part, yes, a market, yes, not a farmer's market. A market, yes, which is a vendor's market, because of course there's a vendor's market and then there's a flea market. The flea market is just the opposite of what you want to go to
when you're trying to sell quality.
When you're trying to sell quality stuff and you're trying to buy quality. A flea market is not where you go to. Okay.
Right.
A vendor's market, yes, that is what you definitely want to get into.
Yeah, because people are looking for something unique. They're looking to spend the money.
They're looking for things that are going to help them in their journeys to get better, or whatever the case may be. And they're not afraid to spend a few extra dollars. Flea markets are usually $10 and under. Markets are usually $10 and above, and farmers markets are usually for fruits and vegetables. Florida farmers market, you may be able to purchase a farm.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm going to Florida.
Well,
I guess it depends on the state. And
it depends on the state, right?
Town.
Depends on the state and the town.
Yeah.
Because here, the towns that I've already looked into, you don't want to sell any products like that in the farmers market. And as far as firearms concerned, firearm stores down here in South Carolina, like grocery stores, you find one every 3-4 miles down the road.
But
yeah, we still looking at different vendor like events and things like that. I know they got some stuff in the community coming up.
Right. We have a big event coming up soon that we would like everybody to participate when we do the live, even if it's for 5 minutes or 2 minutes, just jump right on in. I did a segment because, of course, on my channel is for something totally the opposite. Ron, you and I, we've done a lot of collabs with financing, right. And that's what it's really the vendors market is leaning towards that. So that's something that if anybody's willing to get into, you may want to join Ron and I, or come to my channel and see exactly how to be a part of getting that treasury income. Yep. Okay, because there's something specific on there that I talked about.
But yeah, well, with that said, I want to know who's all, like, if you're in the chat, please hit the like button, subscribe button, check out both channels.
Entertainment. Bring money here.
If everybody that's I can see it. I just want to make sure.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Okay, that's good to know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Joyce, do us a favor. Send a link. Go to our website, and at the comment section, send a email if we don't have your email already, so we can look into that and possibly have.
You'll put it in the chat bar. It comes in faster.
Yeah, put it in the chat bar. Either way. Either way, send us that information so we can actually look into it, because that might be something that, again, that's a chance for us to reach outside of where we are, and we're all about reaching outside where we are.
But yeah, like I said, I appreciate you guys' product, and
thank you.
For everybody that's on the live right now, do me a quick favor and just put hi in the live, just so I know you're still there if you're still on the live. And the reason why I say that, because I want to get into something else.
Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you, Joyce. I want to get into something else. I want to just get a general idea of who's on the live. You can't always go by what YouTube show you, because that is very, very off a lot of time. So as much as you guys can, just please let me see who's all still in the live. Appreciate it, just to get a general idea. The reason why I say that is because I like you guys' product enough. I mean, a lot. Like, I really do like what I've gotten. And I remember when you guys did your live, and I won that little candle, and man, when I opened that candle up, it lit my whole room up. And that's another thing that was like, you guys make great product. And I just wanted to say that. So with that said, just so you guys know, I got an event. Go ahead, Jay.
I want to see his expression, so I want to make sure this is live. Can you touch your face?
All right, so with that said, I reached out to Jay, and I had something that I wanted to do personally for me personally, and I'm getting ready to open up something that they have done for me, and I want it done because I wanted to go swim. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give two away. I'm giving 2 of these away to the people. That's why I wanted the. That's why I did the video of for the people that support my channel and show up all the time. And listen, I'm excited about it. Y'all might not be excited about it, but I'm very excited about it. I had this thing sitting in my house for 3 days and losing my mind because I was like,
he wanted to open it up.
I wanted to open it up, but I said nope. I'm gonna try my best to wait until the day of, and so I only thing I did do is I clipped the bottom because I was like it's packaged very, very well. So I'm gonna take off the top of it. So as y'all can see, I didn't. I'm gonna lift it up a little higher so y'all can see that I open it up. So as y'all can see, I haven't opened it up yet. So anyway,
oh, you used 2 boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Jay packed this thing. I don't think he wanted me to get in.
I wanted to make sure that if the UPS guy was angry at you, he didn't kind of kick it over the fence.
Yeah, I know. You know how they are. So I'm gonna give you guys a chance. This is. Give me a second, because it's gonna take a little bit to open this up. Because Jay packed this. He said it's gonna get there. Jay, you probably came out cheaper just bringing it.
It's about the whole opening experience.
Yeah, I know. Y'all gonna be on here for about another 15 minutes, me opening up.
It's gonna be worth it. Well, rather, I hope it's worth it.
Yeah, get the drum
Y'all gotta
roll
give me a
off
minute
of it.
because I gotta get in this thing.
Roll.
My brother, he made sure she got here safe.
Get dehydrated, messing around, trying to do that drum roll.
I need some water. Hold up. It's a lot of work.
They got duct tape.
All right, so,
man, duct tape wasn't the only thing I put on it. I want to make sure that if somebody kicked it, it still made it in one piece. Stop.
All right, so Out the Pit was in the live, and he said, "Drum roll, please." Right? All right, we're gonna go back to the week. What did he say? Where is it? Well, hold on 1 second. All right, we're gonna go back to the drum roll. All right, y'all hear that?
Yep.
Look at that there.
The black because it really goes cute.
And you know what, Jay? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This smells real good. Like it. I got my own candle.
Ron's opinion.
Ron's opinion don't matter.
I got my own candle.
Wow.
Appreciate this, bro. I'm
You're
impressed.
most welcome.
This
You're
man,
most
when
welcome.
I say this thing smells good, it smells good. Man, it smells good. Now, with that said, for those people that support my channel, and I appreciate y'all. Like I said, y'all might not be excited about it, but I am. So,
Yes.
All right, Ron, before you do that,
okay, go.
I have 3 questions for you.
Sure.
3 questions. That's all I'm gonna ask because this is your show. First question is, how do you like the weight of the candle?
Oh, I love it. It's not too heavy, but
It got some weight to it.
Republican Rose.
I got more.
The second thing, Ron, I want you to look at the actual, because I want to make sure it stays exactly the way it looks when you open the top. It's nice and smooth.
Hold on 1 second. Let me open it up, and I'll tell you what I'll do. Look how that look.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Good.
Okay.
Clean, perfect, beautiful. And oh my goodness, the smell. Oh man. Woo! Man, when I say this,
Republican Rose.
so here's what I'm going to do. For the people that support my channel. And then you might not want one. That's cool. But here's what I like about this. I mean, this is wonderful. But look at the back of it. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Can y'all see that? That looks so elegant.
Yep. That was the goal.
Manly, elegant.
That's how our candles look online.
That's how they look on land. Yeah.
So anyway, I wanted to give one. I wanted to give 2 of these candles away.
Oh wow, okay.
Yes, I wanted to give 2 of them away to the people that follow my channel, and how much I appreciate y'all guys. And that's why I said,
It's gone.
How much I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and y'all spending y'all time with me and stuff like that. So here's how this is going to go. All right, so for those that are still on this live, number one, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Please like and subscribe. Check out Top to Bottom's YouTube page. Check out Jay's YouTube page. If you, Jay, if you get a chance, put it in the chat. But what I'm going to do is,
Yes, Joyce.
we're going to do this twice. All right, for those that may want the candle. Now, if you're a family member, you out of this. I'm just joking. But if you do want the candle, all right, so here's what it is. I wrote down a number. And you guys are going to have to pick a number from 1 to 25. Now, here's the thing. It's going to keep popping up in the chat, and you can't be putting a bunch of numbers at one time, right? So it's kind of like a race. Whoever guesses the number first, once I say go, whoever guesses the number between 1 and 25 first, right, is the person that I'm going to send the first channel. I mean, first the first candle, the one we're doing the first time. First one. So,
these bugs.
So how this is going to work is you're going to put a number in the chat, one number at a time. Whoever gets the number first, right? Then I ain't even say go yet, bro. All right. Here's the thing.
Oh, I'm a new person. I'm
gonna have to stop because
welcome, Bogo.
Here's the thing. I did not even say go first, right?
Hey, that's how it happens.
Out the pit got the number on the first shot. He was absolutely right.
Wow.
Get out.
I kid you not. Look, I wrote the number down a couple of days ago.
Wow.
And I kid you not. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I didn't even say
wow.
All right, out the pit.
Wow. Word up. What's up? What's up? Word up.
I'm like, how did he get
no black folk?
Like, oh my goodness.
Oh.
Black folk want free stuff.
Out the pit one.
Out the gate, he wanted.
Listen, I'm not lying. I wrote this number down 3 days ago. I just left it on my. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me make sure he can't see. Can you try to see my paper down here?
No.
Absolutely not.
All right, I want to make sure. All right, so I already know that Out the Pit is the first one. So Out the Pit, you're going to have to send me your email. You can look at ronthornton@gmail.com or whatever.
He said put it back in the box.
And listen, this is what you can do. You can even.
He said, enough chit chat about my candle. Get it out the house. Oh my gosh.
Word up said 2. Oh my goodness. It was 12, Cherie. I'm sorry, it was 12. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. I'm trying to figure out how. So he was like 12. All right, so Out the Pit. You won the first candle. All right, so the second round, you're not in this one next outfit, so you already got your candle. All right, so the second round, you got to pick a number from
20. He got a good ear.
This is too funny. I can't believe it. It's unreal. All right, so the second candle.
That Ron, before you start, Ron, that's exactly how when we do our game shows and our game nights, that's exactly what be happening. Right when we finish the question, people be putting the answer. We didn't even get a chance to say go. We literally had to start putting in timers so that people can know when to start putting in the answers.
Oh man, that's hilarious. All right, so for the second one, you gotta pick a number.
Congratulations, Out the Pit. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy.
I'm happy for you, bro. I'm happy for you. For the second number, you got to pick a number from 25 to 50.
Now, don't put nothing in yet. Wait.
So 25 to 50 is the second. You got to pick a number from 25 to 50. Y'all go. And that's for the second candle.
25 to 50.
Yeah, 25 to 50.
25 numbers.
All right, World says 26. Shereen says 42. All right, we still going.
33.
33.
29.
29. All right, y'all can keep guessing until somebody get it. So far, nobody's got it. Sackcloth 40, 20, 47. 20 bag of rocks got 28. Still nobody got it. Still nobody got it. 45.
Oh, let me see here. I'm sitting here looking over here. I can be looking here at the numbers.
49. Still nobody got it. All right. This one is getting exciting because ain't nobody guessed yet.
That's right.
48. Yeah, if you guys check out Bone Crusher at youtube.com, go to Jay's channel is Bone Crusher. Donald said 38, no. Sheree says 50, no. Chris Real says 28, no. Sheree says 30, no. Joyce, you won.
Yay!
What was the number? 27?
27 was the second number I had wrote down. So if y'all look, I got 12 and 27. So Joyce, you won the candle. All right, so you guys,
Gee whiz.
But you gotta love Donald. I tell you, gotta love Donald. Donald just brings the humor left, right, front, center.
Oh man. Oh man. So gosh. Joyce. Yes, this was fun. It was very fun. So Joyce and when you guys get a chance, whatever, go to my email channel. There's two ways you can get it. And Jay, if you guys, if you can even reach out to Jay and them because they got some coming too. I got more on order. Or reach out to me. And if Jay, if they reach out to you and they send it, I'll just hold on one second.
Might be someone at the door. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Donald is a trip. With that being said, real quick, everybody who's on Ron's channel right now, please subscribe to the Top to Bottom channel.
Yes.
We do have game shows coming up. So if you felt that this was fun, please join our channel so you can actually be part of the upcoming game nights that we have coming and have some and continue fun as well. Yeah, I'm gonna plug that one in there.
No, you good, man. You can plug all you need to plug or whatever. I appreciate you guys showing up. Again, like Jay said, please follow Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. And please follow Jay's YouTube channel too, which is Bone Crusher. And the other thing is this is that for those people that are on this live and stuff like that, and you see these that Top to Bottom in them and they're in the early phases of trying to grow their company. And understanding that when you're in the early phases of something like this, it becomes is expensive and it's a lot. And to do it the way they're doing it is probably a lot more expensive than we can think. So as much as you guys can support, purchase as often as you can or whatever. And it's not like they're asking you for something for nothing. I appreciate their product and I think they make very good product. And I personally, and this is just a thought of my head, I am personally looking forward to the day that I walk into a store up here in my end, and I look at the shelf and I see top to bottom hair and skincare. And I'm
Yes.
one day going to look back at these videos and I'm going to say, man, I remember.
Do you remember?
Do you remember?
Yeah, because I mean, you're right. It is a lot because even when we're making the products to do quality testing, you know.
And Ron, and you saw we do our products handmade. All our
Yes.
products are handmade.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it takes time to put these products
Yeah,
together.
because we got to
Yes,
see
it does.
what works together. Because sometimes even with natural stuff, depending
I
on the
can only imagine
pH,
how much y'all waste.
some things just fall apart.
Like for example, Ron, as these candles that you ordered, and you do have another set that's been ordered, yes, and
Right.
I'm starting them as working on them right now. Even down to that, you remember I had mentioned to you, Ron, I said I'm going to need a few days because I want to make sure they cure correctly before you receive them.
Mhm.
So as we're making them handmade, especially the candles, I want to make sure that when you receive it, it stays the same consistency from the days you burn it to the day it runs out, right?
Right.
The other thing is that when you empty out that jar, you can reuse the jar. Don't throw the jar out. Reuse the jar for anything else that you want to put in it.
Yeah, no, them jars
All
ain't
right.
cheap. You better
Yeah,
use
'cause
them.
the jar, I'll be honest with you, y'all gotta understand this jar is it has a weight to the jar.
It's glass
And
and
it's
it's
very
thick.
solid, and it's not a cheesy
Mhm.
jar. And then it got the nice, beautiful wood top. But man, the smell, oh my God.
You're welcome out the pit. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it smells.
Queen, I appreciate you too. We appreciate you well.
So
Yeah,
this
wife
was
doesn't like
something
dogs.
that I wanted to do for a little minute. And I like I said, I appreciate you guys making these candles for me. I really, really do.
Ron, we're honored that you asked us to do the candles for you. And
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm personally, because this is my project. Okay,
Right.
it's part of this, it's part of the business, but it's my
Right.
project. I do all the candles because I have a nose that's like very, very sensitive to aromas.
Right.
So I want to make sure that what you received is fabulous. And I want whoever you get now, of course, you have your two winners. Congratulations to Joyce and congratulations again to Out the Pit. I would like them to also appreciate the value of the time and effort that was put into them. Now, keep in mind, it's not just because this is Ron's opinion, Ron's show that the candle is made that way. This is exactly how every candle is, regardless of who purchases it. This is what you're going to get. So, the one thing about our products, like we said before, we care about everybody. So the product comes from the heart. So that's why our products are made the way they're made, so that you can appreciate us taking the time. The only reason why you see a cowering like that is because there's a bee swirling around us. There's nothing personal. It's just that there's a bee swirling around us.
Right.
And we want you all to understand that this is what we do. We care about everybody, and we want to make sure that the product that they receive from us is something that they can cherish and at the same time appreciate the time and effort that we've gone through to make sure that it arrives the way it arrives, and of course is utilized the way it's utilized.
Yes, appreciate and now listen, y'all understand something. You too could have a personal YouTube channel on your candle. Now, unfortunately, y'all can't be first, but you too could get your own candle.
This is true.
Like I do.
This is true. Ron's opinion does matter because now he official with his own actual accessory, a candle line.
Again, Out the Pit, you guys. When you guys you guys hit my channel. One thing I wanted to say, I wish I could give out a bunch of them. I wish I could, but I appreciate all you guys. Every single person that comes on our lives. I appreciate you supporting Jay's channel. I appreciate you supporting Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare channel. I appreciate y'all supporting my channel. Believe me when I tell you that in my mind, this is my vision is to create a family. And when I do videos like this, I like it because it's a lot more personal with the people that normally support my channel. That's why I wanted to hopefully give it to the people that support my channel, because a lot of times people they try to do promotional stuff like that, but they go after new people and forget the people that has already been there. And if I could buy everybody a candle, I would. But I said, well, at least it's a little bit token of the people that actually support my channel and how much I appreciate y'all coming on, spending the time, having the conversation. We get to laugh, we get to joke, we get to do a lot of different things on here. And, we talk a lot of a different vast amount of information, different stuff, different things that's going on and stuff that's personal. I mean, Jay, and I want to tell you, man, I appreciate you. And I know a lot of times you say it to me, but I also appreciate you, man, bringing your knowledge, bringing your time, and actually giving me a chance to experiencing, a friendship with you guys right now. And we collab on a lot of stuff, and you always say we got a lot of things in common, and we do. I mean, we work different things, we worked in different fields, we both did contract work, we both been in business, we both had real estate, we both did a lot of things. He told me he had a store, I used to have a store, I used to have a restaurant, partnership in a restaurant. So it was a lot of things that we do. And so when we ask people to come in and we share our knowledge and stuff like that, it doesn't mean that we know everything, but we're willing to share the knowledge that we have, that hopefully someone gets something out of the channel other than just entertainment. The entertainment is wonderful, but also get some knowledge, hopefully help me encourage y'all along. And I would say to everybody that's on my channel, if you got a vision or you got something that you are determined that you want to do, put your heart and soul into it. You know what I mean? But I am also a firm believer, and is that it's one thing to have a vision, but it's also when I see someone else that has a vision, it's nothing, and I think it's beautiful to support someone else's vision. You don't have to add, and I think personally that's why I always tell people I'm a cheerleader. When I see somebody doing something meaningful or doing something positive, I'm like this, rah, cheering them on. And in this world we have a whole lot of people that hate for whatever reason. They just want to hate for this and hate for that and hate for this and hate for that. And so in my perspective, Jay, and top to bottom, I love what you guys are doing. I really do. And I hope you guys never stop. I hope you guys go full steam, and I hope you never give up on what you guys are doing. I personally think that there is a great need in this world for people like y'all and what the product that y'all actually making. And although I'm not the one making the product, I really do believe in you guys. I really do. And that's real talk. I'm not even, that's real talk. And understand that you guys are going to do well. If you guys are going to do well, and I see it. I see it. I really do. And I appreciate it. But I appreciate the product. I know you guys go through a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of stuff. Do what you guys are doing. And it's not easy. And I know you probably wasted more trying to make what you're making than you're making off of it right now, because I know what it takes to do stuff. It's just, even when you're a chef and you're cooking and you're trying to come up with some type of personal ingredients and stuff like that, you might make 10 mistakes before you get it right once. You can't get that money back, or that time and that effort and back. But I appreciate you guys, and if no one else ever told you, I do. I really do.
That's true.
Well, Ron, we appreciate you. I believe you can attest to this.
Yes.
So we appreciate you. We appreciate all you do. Okay, from shouting us out to mentioning us to asking people to follow the channel. Giving your testimony behind the products. It's a plus. It's a plus. And I would say this, as we agreed, and you heard me say it, and I say it again. We do have a lot of things in common. Okay, and I'm humble that I've met someone else that understands my brain and can see where my brain is trying to go. And I'm sure, the missus, did you say what you want to say? I'm not going to speak for you.
I didn't have anything to say.
As a formula creator she really appreciates you, taking the chance, and the opportunity to provide you with a product that is working for you and assisting in your journey. And I'm sure that takes a lot of pride. It takes a lot of pride to say, I'm going to try it. It takes a lot of effort to say I'm going to try it, and I'm going to say that I'm going to believe that she's very, very humble as well, that you've actually taken the opportunity to do so.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate that. I appreciate it more than what you believe, because it took a lot of me to try to explain to her that she's the product and everything that she makes is an extension of her. And, the more people that come out like yourself that literally say it out loud and show the people that, she's serious about caring about people, that would make it a little more easier for her. And it makes her feel more enriched and empowered to continue this journey for everybody, and it's a plus. It's a plus. So I thank you. We thank you. And I thank you, Ron, more so for even making her more successful in this journey that she's actually running.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an honor. It's an honor. It's an honor. And I'm putting these jars up, but what they got to understand is these are not new jars. As you can see, it's been used. As you can see, it's being used. As you can see, it's being used. I ain't gonna open up my other jar, but this right here is not new stuff. This stuff is being used. So I'm showing y'all that it's not that I'm telling y'all that, oh, I got that product. This stuff is being used. So it's all my stuff, but those two are mine. The other ones is not mine, but I just want to say I appreciate you guys. And the candles, man, is off the roof, bro. You don't know, it was so hard for me to keep walking. I had to put the box in the room so I don't see it no more, just to be able to get to the point where I was like, okay, I gotta get this box out of my face, because if I keep it in my face, I'm end up opening this box back. And
George,
so
absolutely right.
But it was well worth the wait, man. And
I'm glad.
it's an honor. And Joyce and Out the Pit, just give me, where I need to send these candles to or whatever, email it to me. And as soon as I can get them out to y'all, I'll get them out to y'all. And because I'm not gonna hold everybody too long. We all but I really appreciate y'all coming on live. This was amazing. I had a good time. I had a real good time.
We had a blast, Ron, as always. She's only cowering because there's another bee around us. Because we actually sat outside. We wanted to enjoy the weather as well. We were sitting outside.
I get it.
Yet bugs are gonna fly through, and that's the only reason why she's cowering. But we really, really, really appreciate you, Ron. We are so humbled that you enjoy the products and you actually find fruitfulness from it, and it's assisting in you guys' journey. Out the Pit and Joyce, as you guys are winners of the candles, I would definitely ask you guys to please let me know what you think, because again, what we have to understand is this: as a small business that we are, okay, and I'm affirmed to this. If we don't know if there's a situation, how can we fix it? How can we make it better? So please let me know even more so, because of course I'm the one making the candles, and let me know what you think about it. Because here's the thing: Ron's candles were specifically made for his purpose, right? And on the website, I have made specific candles for the general public. Now, Ron, I'm not saying I didn't want to do this for you, because I know you had initially said you was giving them away. So if they want the candles how they see them on the website, Ron, I can say this to you: if you want them the same way, then we'll talk about that as well, because the candles that are on the website, they have double wicks. They have cotton wick and wood wick combined inside the candle. Ron's candles, I want to keep it very simplified, because of course we don't know if his people or the people that win the candles would like that style of a double wick. So I kept it very simplified. Okay. In the long run, Ron wants them the what I call the special way. I'll be more than glad to do that.
With his scent.
Right.
Ron,
with his
Republican Rose scent.
For me, all right. So when Jay says that, for me is that I love the smell of vanilla. They already knew that. So when I had these candles made, even though I wanted to give some out to the people that support my channel, is that you're gonna know it's me because you got my look, my background on that channel. It has the Ron opinion don't matter on the actual candle, and then the scent, the vanilla scent, is personal to me. So it's a personal gift to those that support my channel, and it's the reason why I went that way with it. So that's why I went that way for me. So for those people, that's how much I appreciate that. So when you guys light that candle up and you smell that vanilla, you're gonna be like that. You know what? Ron's opinion do matter.
Ron's opinion do matter. That's right. That's right. Just like that. That's right. Ron's opinion do matter.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's gonna be about.
Yeah, but for Joyce and Out the Pit, my email address is on my page is ronthornton.com at gmail.com. ronthornton34@gmail.com. Just shoot me an email of where your where you need me to send it to, and I'll package it up and try to get it to you as soon as possible. But I appreciate it very, very, very much. I mean, and don't get me wrong, my next batch of candles is coming. Unfortunately,
this is true.
Other people already put their bid in for.
Wow, already?
Ron, here's a funny thing, Ron. Wow. You can show them what the next ones are gonna look like and feel like. Right. That's the good part about it.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. So it's like the ones that I got coming now are actually people they put their bid in for them. And what I did, I sent them the picture that you sent me, Jay, and then eventually they was like, "Oh no, I want one." So I don't know who's all actually gonna get them, and then I'll get with you later on you know, how things are going with that or whatever the case may be. But man, it feels good to have your own candle.
It's definitely a blessing to you, brother Ron. You in my world, in my vision, you honestly deserve it. Okay, you honestly deserve it because you have an inspiration that many people will not really understand what it's all about, and the knowledge that you have is unlimited, right? And people that would take the time to listen to what you're saying are benefiting from what you have to offer, and if they don't realize. She went after a bug. If you don't realize what he's after offering, it's really a waste of time for that person, because every seed that you drop inside somebody's head, and I'm a test to it, because I tell you all the time, anytime you talk about stocks, I look into the stock and I see it's good, I'm buying it, and I'm telling you right now, you've mentioned 4 different stocks. She's on the other side. You've mentioned 4 different stocks, and I bought every single one of them, and I'm very happy with the dividends. Right.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Every seed that you put out there, they don't take that seed and use it. It's they lost. They're gonna lose out on it. So I appreciate you as well.
Yeah, and hopefully it helps. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully it helps. And now, you know, like I'm a big person when it comes to dividends. That's just the route that I go. And I never tell people that mine is the only way, the best way, nothing like that. That's just the route that I go.
Right.
And hopefully that somebody gets something out of it. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the team around me personally, we've been doing it for a while now. So we all see it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it just, and then the fact that you jumped in and you took advantage of some of that knowledge, and I'm glad that it's helping you in some type of way. And hopefully down the road, it really, really helps you guys down the road. And I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate everything you guys are doing, man. It's amazing to know y'all. And just so y'all know, one day I'm going to drive down to South Carolina.
I know that's right.
Look here, you more than welcome. You more than welcome to eat every day. We'll eat every day. Just be prepared to be fat on the way back home. That's all.
I'm going to drive down to South Carolina. Jay going to go live, and y'all going to see me in the background.
You're going to sit right next to me. That's what's just going. You're going to sit right next to me. That's what's going to happen. You're going to sit right next to me.
So before we get up to live, is there anything like you guys got coming up down the road that maybe you guys want to put out there now before down the future, or something that we can look forward to?
We do.
Other than the Juneteenth.
Yeah, Juneteenth.
Okay.
Well, we'll be in Florence, South Carolina.
There's a couple of things happening with that though.
At a Juneteenth event.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where they allowing entrepreneurs to come in and market their products, right, and potentially have some shelf space in the store.
Right.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
so we made, as Ron said before, hopefully one day he'll be able to walk in the store and see it. If all goes well, we may just have our stuff on a shelf inside the store after this June 19th event.
That is a beautiful thing, and prayerfully that goes through without a hitch, and you guys get to that point or whatever it can be. But like I said, I feel we're family now. I feel like we're family, and y'all got my utmost support. Y'all got my utmost, as much as I can help support you guys. Y'all know y'all got my utmost support, and
appreciate that.
I got some trauma,
and I'm not. That's okay. I'm not gonna hold you guys longer.
We got some puppies. We got some fur babies to feed. That's why they.
I know you guys do, man. I'm gonna let. Like I always just tell people, I appreciate you guys getting on live. Anybody that's on this live,
I really appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, please get it like and subscribe to the channels. My channel, Top to Bottoms channel.
Thank you, Queen.
Jay's
Thank you, Dr. Pitt.
Queen Sackcloth.
Thank you, Chris.
Appreciate you guys coming in.
Donald, if you still listen, I appreciate you.
Donald, we appreciate you too, and everybody.
Somebody named Bogo before.
All you guys now. Some of the other ones that usually show up in the live, probably going to look back, and they're gonna probably wish they was in on this live. Like, man, I missed it. But it's all good, man. I appreciate you guys. And like I always tell people, if at the end of the day, if you don't have a relationship with God, and have your heart, put your heart to God. And, he's not looking for perfect people, man, but what he's looking for is willing people. And I pray that God blesses you guys and everybody that's on this live. I pray that God blesses y'all. Watch out for y'all. Keep y'all safe. And just listen to what God says in your heart. I mean, let him speak to you and make it clear. And when he gives you a vision, the Bible says write it down and make it plain so the people understand it. And for top to bottom and Jay, they got a vision, and keep them in your prayer because it's not easy. And I know it's not easy. I've been in that, but I've been in that predicament, not particularly what they're doing, but I know what it's like. And it's not easy. So just, if you guys pray, you guys talk with God, just throw one in there for him, man, and just or two or three or four or five, 6, 7. And just keep them up, man. But the other big thing is just number one, support each other's channel, support our channel, Joyce's channel, and Leah. I know she's not here today, but whatever it case be, all of the people that we see on a regular basis, 47 and stuff. If you guys try to support each other's channel, this YouTube journey is not easy. It's not easy. It takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of growth. And you're constantly trying to think of new content to put out across the board. It's just not easy.
So true.
So if anybody, you guys that got businesses, things that you're doing, the regulars on my channel, believe me when I tell you, just as much as I try to support them as often as I can, my channel is open to you too. And I'm quite sure it is vice versa. If you guys, because we need each other. This is the only way we want to grow as a people. And is to help each other. This is how we do it. This is exactly how we do it. And my hope that they become a big, large industry that, and because they're giving people something that a lot of people don't realize. Sometimes you don't know what you need until you get it. And I think what they're doing, and I think the way that they're doing it is amazing and unique. And I think as long as they don't lose sight of that part, they're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
That's why we care for the whole self.
Go ahead, Jay.
That's why we care for the whole self at the company, because we care about the whole self,
from
the top to bottom.
But I appreciate everybody, and I know they do. And with that said, y'all have a blessed, wonderful day, and I'm out of here.
Have a good one. As he says.